What's your biggest fear?
I don't fear anything on this earth except Allah.
It's not living a good life.
Dying without having achieved anything.
Biggest fear, I hate scary films.
GCSEs, that's it.
Oh yeah, I really hate like big statues.
Yeah, you can have the army in front of me, I won't move. If a bee, I'm running for my life.
It used to be spiders, but then I went to the Amazon and now trauma fixed it.
Question I've got for you. Do you think billionaires are immoral?
Yes, well, there are people suffering in a huge poverty and have horrible, horrible lives. To have more money than you can use in one lifetime is just outrageous.
Immoral, yes.
Should there be any billionaires? Like when you get to the billionaire point, it should never be a billionaire.
Not necessarily, no, to answer your question.
Cannot accrue that amount of wealth without systemically exploiting your workers. Billionaires are always immoral, no matter how nice they seem.
I don't know, most of them seem selfish. I think usually their characteristics, I think money can like affect that. A large fraction of the money should be going towards like things inside this world, innit? They should be donating things and like helping other people. Like places don't have things, innit? Just investing into like economies and like make countries better, innit? If I'm working for a charity, no, I'll put it towards the charity. Yeah, I might take like $1 million or $2 million, but the rest is the charity.
Billionaires are immoral? Not particularly, no.
I think there should be a cap on what people could, yeah, and you should give it to society, you know, like, so, I don't know, feed it back into, governments are corrupt, so it's very difficult.
You know, I think the question to ask is, what do those billionaires do with their money? How much philanthropy, how much do they help? I don't think there's anything immoral in making...
By having £1 million.
I'm not sure that one person is to blame for that imbalance.
They have an obligation to help other people with
I would like to hope so. I would like to think so, yes.
It's really difficult to put a number on it, isn't it? It's really difficult to say what people can have and what they can't have without sounding like a, communist or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Build schools, open schools.
If you was a billionaire right now, you would be like, I'm not a prick.
No, they earned it, did they not? Like, if they earn their money, like, why not? Like $1 billion, it can do a lot. But at the same time, it can't do a lot in the whole world.
So we were saying that should there be any billionaires? Like when you get to the billionaire point, it should never be a billionaire. I don't know. Like I guess like that wealth that gets you to that billion, like it will just be distributed evenly across poorer community.
I don't believe there's like enough like material things or even stuff you can put your money towards with $1 billion.
You can buy a big yacht for 150 mil. You can buy a couple cars. You can buy a couple...
Yeah, you actually answered the question.
To accumulate that much, there's already so much being exploited in the workforce for earning that amount of capital. Okay. So I think during the whole like chain of work, if the money was distributed better, it would just, solve a lot more issues. I feel like our current system was built up from, like conquering, so mainly like European countries conquering around the world. Yeah. So you had the British Empire. A lot of our industry was modelled off that kind of idea, as you have like your workers and all the money accumulates at the top, rather than like a healthy distribution. Yeah. And that is kind of ingrained in a lot of already existing systems. Yeah. That's my personal opinion.
$1 billion is just like a bit too much. Or have you seen that thing and it says like it should get to like 10 million or whatever's comfortable, and then you get a trophy that says congratulations, you won capitalism?
Because you don't need that much money to be happy. You don't need that much money to live a fulfilling life. And by being a billionaire, by hoarding so much to yourself, it's taking away from others. Yeah, it should be capped, but I wouldn't be able to give you a number.
Not necessarily, no, to answer your question, in long story short. But obviously some of them could be because they got all of that money and they don't put it to use for good purposes. Actually, it's not an obligation, but if they don't, then it just shows their intentions. Yeah, I mean, anyone can do is they've made their own decisions and choices that got them into that position to earn that amount of money. But realistically, we all know that, if you had that kind of capital, then you'd put it to good use.
I've got nothing against money, like get people having money. Like if you're Jeff Bezos or Richard Branson or whoever, and you've got 2 billion, 200 billion, like fair play to you. Like you've worked hard to put yourself in that position. I think for the people that complain, instead of complaining, just be like, wow, like how did my man get there? What were the steps that he or she made
Yes, because actually my friends and I, we all studied something called population health, which is all about global health and making the world a better place. They can do a lot more too. Like, for example, like it only takes about $6 billion to eradicate world hunger.
No matter what you do in life, bro, like everyone's always gonna talk. Like you give 10 million to charity today, they're still gonna say where's the 50 million. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you do good or bad, people always feel like the need to comment on your life. Like
basically, they did earn that money, so they obviously went through hardships, just like most of us, possibly. So I'm not really there to judge.
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear? Dying unhappy. Very boring, very simple, but that's my greatest fear. I think that happiness is just simply the aim.
Biggest fear? I hate scary films.
Scary films? Really? Really? So is it more like in the cinema or like at home?
Anywhere.
Indiscriminate?
Yeah.
Why?
I just like the fact that I know that is coming. It's just like I'm not. They showed like, have you seen the trailer for the Nun film? Like that was enough for me.
No, I'm scared of falling off my bike, like going super fast. I already did it once, like a couple of spiders, but I'm not really like feared of those. GCSEs, that's it.
Dying without leaving my family anything. That's my biggest fear. And bees.
There's also failure, pretty sure, because like, yeah, I hate failing in general. So like losing a game, for example.
Oh yeah, I really hate like big statues. They're like eerie, you know, when they're like people, terrifying. And like dummies, like in museums, and when they come out of the sea, I can't do that.
Not making my mum proud. Dying, not having lived a good life. Doesn't necessarily matter what you've done and stuff, but like living a good life in general is just like, or being a good person and stuff like that is just all comes under, you know, when you die and stuff and you're flashback of like your life and stuff, it just comes down to like you're thinking about all of that.
I'll say not making it in life in terms of like, you know, everyone's got goals they want to achieve, and then when you get to that point where you're looking back at your life and be like, you had all these opportunities where you could have gone to achieve those, but you didn't put in the effort. So I'll say that's my biggest fear, like not putting in the work, the success. Yeah. Yes, there are struggles in life, but that's part of the process, you know. It's about how you come out of it. But so for me, it's like using the blessings you have, you know, compared to others, and not using that, they'll be like, okay, yeah, I wasted my time in it. So not being a time waster is what I'll say I'm trying to avoid.
I actually hate turbulence on the plane. I hate flights and heights. That's my fear. Oh, you're from south of the river.
What's wrong with that?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No.
Like the Statue of Liberty.
That's like your worst.
I hate it.
You cannot look at it. That's the thing.
It's terrifying. It comes out the sea.
Nah, I don't know, but it comes on this little island. Nah, I hear you. I'm gonna bring it up. Do you know the Stop Knife Crime lot? The guys in blue jackets that ask you for donations and get so they get a commission on every person. Like the knife crime lot, bro. Like they actually have a like commission-based hierarchy. So like the person at the top, they get all the P's, and then they get the little runners below them to like accumulate money as well, and then they get a commission on. Bro, it's a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. I won't lie. Stop Knife Crime is a pyramid scheme. As a matter of fact, just because of them, I picked up a shank. I have a zombie killer up to my leg right now, up to my thigh. It's reaching almost my. You know what I mean? But nah, man, they're making peas off people. Like whatever, man, whatever. Like I think selling crack is more ethical. I won't lie. General Levy. I'm not giving people incentive to come here.
Exactly. This ain't mine, B. This is all charity work. It's all charities.